Wow, Gibson amps, huh?
They could be back.
It's were they missed? I mean, I'm just curious. I mean, what do you think?
I think they're like a little niche thing that people look for them, and they're like, oh, I can buy these vintage amps, and they're not as expensive as old Fender amps, and they sound pretty good.
Okay. So this all spawned from, obviously Mesa Boogie's being acquired by the Gibson brands, and so they're coming under the Gibson umbrella. We've had so many people reach out and say, like, we can't wait to hear what you guys think about this. And like, I haven't really thought about that much, but no, we started thinking about it.
Yeah,
and
it's interesting.
And our impressions were not maybe as dire and terrified as what most might be. What was the last thing we saw? I was like, hang on to your Mesas.
There's a lot of that. Yeah, don't sell your pre-Gibson Mesas. It's going to be like pre-CVS. No, probably
that's not. I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, I actually look at this as a possible win-win.
It could be.
It could be a complete derailment. Like Fender's done this with some companies before, where they bought and they didn't do Guild any favors at that point. No. Now Guild's market share is like.
I think there are two scenarios. I think that Gibson gets too hands-on with Mesa Boogie. They farm things out overseas. Prices go up, quality goes down. That's negative scenario, right?
I don't see that happening.
I don't either. I think more likely,
okay,
Gibson has acquired Mesa. Mesa does their own thing. They're owned by Gibson. Not much changes, except maybe there are some good partnership things that come out of the whole thing. Maybe all the Gibson and the amps get reissued, and they're actually good and they're actually built well.
And that's something I would be interested in seeing, Gibson stereo amps and some of the old Gibson Skylark coming back is like
like old GA series, like 30s and 40s.
It'd be cool if they did like a point-to-point, or even if they did a circuit board. I don't care as long as it's decent sounding,
right?
Just to help the line a bit. But I think what's going to happen too is you might start seeing a collaboration with some signature type artists using Mesa amps that are part of the Gibson family already. I mean, there's going to be a Slash series of Mesa Boogies like pretty much tomorrow. They're going to have a whole other factory unit built up for that. But I think that's going to be what we're going to see more of a synergistic partnership.
I think so. That's probably true. I'm hoping so. I think that's the more likely scenario.
Well, because we're not talking about the Gibson from 2015 and 16.
Right.
That was just like, oh my God, what happened? Like a dumpster
that would have
fire?
been worse. Yes.
Yes. So that would have been like, oh no, Mesa Boogie's over. Because I think that's when they were acquiring Sharp televisions and everything and just making really bad decisions. But this is, the guy in charge of Gibson now, seems to know what he's doing. And we've looked at the new Epiphone line, dramatically improved.
Yeah.
The Gibson line has been streamlined, thank the gods above. So it's, I have faith and hope. And he literally just took over this a few years ago.
Right.
And it's an entire corporate structure is changing. A lot of people ask, how are they acquiring something as they're coming out of the bankruptcy? And well, Guitar Center's still planning on opening stores and they're in the middle of a bankruptcy. And somebody's going to be like, no, they just came out. I'm like, sort of. Their creditors and their debt owners are still really unhappy with the result of what that's another story. Well, that coming soon.
Well, and Mesa it's not like Mesa is that big.
No.
Do they're not, and it's not. I'm probably going to catch flag for this, but it's not like Mesa is at the pinnacle of their.
No, we were discussing that, and their their peak was kind of in the '90s.
Yeah.
And they've been around for a while. It's a much older company than people think. It's not because as a kid growing up, I was like, oh, Mesa Boogie, new amp company, '90s.
Right.
I was like, but it's been around for decades. Yeah. Their heyday has sort of passed. They're building great amps right now.
They are, and I think they've been trying to change a bit because it used to be all the triple Rex and the double Rex, and they've even got that new triple crown that's the very complicated 3 channels high gain. But I've seen them in the last few years adding to sort of like the Lone Star idea, but simpler, like the Fillmore amps.
Yeah, and that's what appeals to me.
Me too. And so I'm hoping that maybe we get
stupid.
They go in that direction.
I know. I think,
or at least expand that.
And no one can argue that a Mesa Boogie does not sound good. They've always. My whole issue with Mesas when I didn't ever really play them was they confused the living tar out of me.
There's so many knobs.
I don't want
which is cool.
I don't want a fader on my amp. Period.
Right.
I don't want anything I'm moving up and down. I want knobs that turn this way. If it's got a fader, I immediately don't look at it.
I want like a tone and a volume.
Yes, like that Echo Park amp that like I played the other day, like that thing.
Really
I was
cool.
like, man, it's got a volume and a tone,
Right.
and it sounds really good, and it doesn't have reverb, which I'm a big reverb fan. I do like reverb, but it filled the room really nicely, and it's built really well. The construction of the cabinet actually matters. And I think Mesa's always been sort of notoriously great at that.
Yes.
Their build construction is on point, 100% up all the time. They just kind of like missed the mark as far as once everything started going digital and we had that growth there, they sort of sat in this weird like line of like people were seeing all these knobs, all these controls, like is it digital, is it analog? But I'm paying this top dollar for this amp and it's not giving me the versatility of what I think I want.
Right.
But they're great, they're just confusing. I just can't.
Yeah.
A 2-rock can be confusing, but once you get the hang of that, it's pretty easy. Yeah. Or smart.
That's probably true for Mesa too, but just never been
it's
my thing.
Yeah, so I'm optimistic. I'm
glasses half full.
I tend to be optimistic about everything.
I think we're both fairly optimistic.
2021's been a little bit weird so far. I was hoping for a better start to 2021.
It can only go up.
But I think I'm still optimistic for the rest of this year too, and I think this acquisition could be a great partner. And it's a great way for Mesa to get out there in front of people. Let alone the guy who owns Mesa in their board making a lot of money. Let's not forget that.
Here's hoping.
They've already have. They've been acquired. They've been bought, by Gibson. So he has been paid. His life's work, like all the family, the unit, the people that have been there. I consider that all the people that worked there for decades, part of the family. Right. They've gotten their payments and they've deserved it. Yeah. But now it's a chance to build the brand to a bigger level, hopefully. That's what I see.
Hey, could be awesome.
And I want to see like lots of Slash Mesa Boogies come out soon. Marshall's gonna be like, no.
Come with little top hats.
Oh, that'd be so that'd be great. The top hat will have like flying faders on it though. Yeah. So yeah, what do you guys think as far as like your thoughts and your opinions? Because there is it was like we've heard lots of negatives.
Yes.
People are more so than positives because of the corporate overlord buying the little guys. But this was not an aggressive takeover. This was a mutually sought, I think, decision. Hopefully not mutually assured destruction, but mutually it wouldn't destroy Gibson.
I would think not.
Too big.
They hadn't died yet. They're probably gonna make it.
They didn't die about 5 years ago. They're okay.
They're gonna be all right.
Oh, good Lord.
So there you go.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know what you think too. That's sort of our thoughts. I actually think it's going to be a good thing.
I feel like it could be. I'm going to be slightly less optimistic.
Now, going about a year ago, for one of our videos, I also thought COVID was going to last about a month.
So we've been wrong before.
So I'll admit that one. Usually right, but yes, I'm thumbs up for Mesa. I hope this works out really well for him. If you're a Mesa player, like just don't be sad yet. Let's see what Gibson does too. I think they're still going to have their autonomy.
Yeah, I think so.
Just building great amps. They have no interest in buying this brand to sink it.
Right.
That would be ridiculous.
I agree.
That's the old Gibson.
That's the old Gibson. The old Gibson does that. Okay. All right. So again, let us know what you think in the comments. Tell us how wrong we are or how right you think we are. And hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell so you don't miss videos in the future. We'll see you next time.